any prescribed ones, anything that, for example, like smoking, how many they're smoking, any alcohol they drink, vaccines, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll have a section about their bloods where they will upload their bloods. So there's a couple of ways of obviously doing it. Ideally, we would like them to. So in the UK, you have something called NHS,
Okay.
which is the healthcare service here, and they have an app, and a lot of patients they have access to the NHS app, and they have access to the blood results on there. So the blood results are normally uploaded on there. So the way ideally it should be is, let me just have a look. The app should be able to extract this blood results from the NHS app, if that makes sense.
You want
Because
to integrate your app with their NHS app, right?
yes, but just this bit, just this blood results bit, because ultimately, as I said, so for example, if a patient enters their own bloods in, there could be a mistake, there could be an error. They don't know what they're entering, they don't know what they're looking for, they don't know the units for particular blood markers. So there could be a mistake, and then ultimately, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. So ultimately, what ends up happening is that there could be an error. There could be an error with the results, if that makes sense. So ideally, they would like the app to extract data such as bloods from the NHS, but I understand there might be regulatory or GDPR regulations
Exactly.
that need to be
That's
considered.
my point. Yeah, that's my point actually, because it actually depends on them, like whether they are allowed to provide the API which we can actually integrate with your app. Because without their permission, we cannot extract the data from their, because that is actually
Yeah,
a continuous updating model, that the profile or the information of the person will be updated continuously, right? So for that purpose, we have to actually integrate the API of that app
ADPI. Yeah, yeah.
to our app, so that we can actually get the real-time data. So that is actually the thing that we actually need to do the research first, or if you can do that, or you can actually provide us, like you will provide the API from their app, right? You can do the discussion with their officials, and then we can able to get extracted data from.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay,
is the thing.
so
Okay.
I'll look into that. That's the best way. There's other ways, obviously, we can get the blood results uploaded. For example, they can upload a screenshot of their bloods,
Yeah.
or
Hmm.
so whether they'll upload a screenshot and the app can extract the data.
Yes, that is
That's one possibility.
yes.
Or the way in the UK it works is, for example, if you go to your GP is your general practitioner, which is your family doctor, and you get your blood tests done, the GP, you can request the GP to email you a PDF version of your blood tests. So whether they can upload that and the app can look at that, analyze and extract it. Um, that's one possibility, but there could be, obviously, if that's a bit difficult, or the app can make a mistake by extracting the data and
Yeah.
uploading it. What else we can do is, I don't know how familiar you are with, you probably are with Monzo, for example, or other apps I've seen. They have you upload something, they'll be like, it's pending for approval, and then it gets approved within a couple of minutes. So it could come back to, for example, myself or a colleague of mine, and we can quickly have a look at the data. Are the units correct? Are the blood results correct based on the picture or the PDF they've uploaded, and approve it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Initially, that might be okay, but as I said, later on, if for example we are getting a lot of people downloading, it could become quite labor intensive.
Okay.
So
Kaleem, if you don't mind, can you just tell
yeah,
me the pain point of the user from the user side, like why we are going to develop this app, because that will actually help me to understand the purpose of this.
yeah, okay. Let me go that. Yeah. So let me just do that. So basically, the ultimate aim is, the patient enters their personal details, they enter your medication history, they enter their blood results, right? They enter their illnesses in there. They have diabetic, they have hypertension, they have hypothyroid, whatever. And there is a potential calculator tool in there, which kind of works out certain stuff like BMI, the kidney function, etc. So the ultimate aim is, if, for example, someone has got diabetes, they enter that, they've got their bloods on there, they enter their medication in there. So the way it should do is, based on their bloods and their medication and their medical history that they've entered, all these features should interact, and anything that is abnormal, or anything that requires attention, or anything that, for example, if they're taking a particular drug and their kidney function, for example, is too low,
Hmm.
right? That drug, that dose of the drug, for example, it's 1 gram, but it shouldn't be 1 gram based on their kidney function. It should be 500 milligram. That should all flag up. It should all interact with each other, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
ultimately, the aim is for the patient to manage their own condition, if that makes sense, to an extent. They're managing their own health. They've got more input with their own health. Um, if that makes sense, right? So you're kind of implementing all the knowledge and the tools that are normally possessed by healthcare professionals, and making it easier for patients to understand, if, for example, based on their bloods, their drug dose should be lower, their drug dose should be higher, based on, for example, if they have a respiratory condition like, I don't know, COPD, on their vaccine status, have they got the pneumonia vaccine, for example? That should all flag up, if that makes sense. Or based on, they're on a particular medication that they've entered, and that's affecting their white blood cells, for example. Um, it
So,
flags up that, your white blood cells are borderline. It could be because of this medication. So the
hmm.
advice is, there's some sort of advice provided, or you should seek guidance from, you know
Okay.
this particular healthcare
Kaleem,
professional.
if I just want to repeat what I have understand, right? So that you can
Yeah.
actually guide me that where I am right and where I'm wrong. So, as per my understanding, you want to develop a platform, the mobile app, in which the user actually upload the basic information, right, about his like the age, gender, name, right, and then
Yeah.
he has to add the medical information like the blood group type and all these things, right? And
Yeah.
also the other details related to the medical, he can actually at the initial stage he can just take the screenshots or the picture of the um, documents that is provided by the GP, right? and
Yeah.
and then that data will be actually uploaded in his profile, right? So that is the
Yeah.
first thing, that his data will be completed, right? Now, the
Yeah.
second thing is that, for instance, if he do any test and he got the report, he will upload that in the app. And if there any issue or anything happen, like for example, he has a sugar or diabetes, right? So he will get notified by the app.
Yes.
And
Right. Yeah.
also, if he's taking any medicines, this prescription will be uploaded by the user on the app, and the app will actually analyze the blood reports as well as the prescription of the medicines, and then also tell that whether it's good or not.
Yeah, so that's the basic concept. But the information that you need will be provided by myself, so you don't have to actually link it to, some data, or some app, or some trial or something like that, or some guidance or guidelines, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I will provide you with all the information that's necessary, if that makes sense.
Okay, and now, yeah, that is actually okay. For so, is it any like a request or a model like through which you can going to earn this app? Like, is it a free or any subscription model in the app?
Right. So that initially, there is some aspects of, in-app purchases, that we will need to have, or initially the basic model is free. But as or there's a free 3-month trial or 6-month trial or something like that. So we're looking at that.
Okay.
But at the moment, obviously, that's my I've got one of my colleagues. He's dealing with the financial side of it. So yeah, I'm just
Okay.
trying to get a basic idea of, is it possible to develop it, and what sort of costs we're looking at, and how long it looking like, if that makes sense.
Okay. One more thing, Kareem. For the analysis, like as the app will actually tell, give the analysis, right? So, do you want to include any AI model, or that will be done manually?
What do you exactly mean? Sorry.
So, for example, the user will upload all the information related to medical information, right? And the
Yeah.
reports as well, right? These are the information that is actually uploaded by the user at the initial stage, right? Now,
Yeah.
when he is going to take any prescription from the doctor side, right? That, for example, you have a diabetes and you get a prescription from the doctor that you have to take that medicine of 500 mg, right? And when he
Yeah.
will upload this data on the app, so app will actually let him know that okay, is it good medicine or it is not good medicine.
Yeah, is the dosing or the medication okay with the patient's bloods, or the patient's medical conditions, or
Yeah,
if that makes
that
sense? Yeah.
that will be done through like a model that we actually have developed, right? It is not done by manually. Like you will not manually open the profile of the user and then see that okay.
No. It has to be all done through AR modeling. It all has to be interlinked. But all the information that you need, I can provide, if that makes sense.
Exactly, yeah. So that is actually the
Yeah.
information. For example, you will tell that in that stage of diabetes, you need 200 to 500 mg medicine, right? So according
Yes.
to that
Yes. Yes.
model, it will be approved by the app, or right. That is how you want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
actually have to
Exactly. Yeah.
run
Yeah.
the model, right? Okay, right. And I believe that there is only two user role. The first one will be the admin. That will be you. You actually have the web portal, and the second one will be the user, right?
Yeah, they use it. Yeah. Potentially, we could try thinking of expanding it. There could be, for example, we could have an e-consult on there. So where, but that could be one of them. In our purchases where the patient initially, you can disable it or something like that, and the patient slowly, once we've got a patient following, they can, seek through a membership or through a fee and speak to a clinician like a nurse, like a pharmacist, like a GP. um, but yeah, initially it's just the basic model, like you said.
Okay, got it. And one more thing is that, like, are you planning to make it as a business, or like in the form of business formation, or you just want to make the app only just for a business purpose? Like, what's in your mind related to the business formation?
Um, as I said, my colleague's looking after all that, so we're just trying to make an app really to educate patients. Really,
No, any
there is
business,
no,
big business company, corporation, right?
no. It's just me and my friend were trying to develop this. There is no business involved. If that
Okay,
makes sense.
got it. And okay, so I'm just going to want to tell you the process first, right? So that you can also
Yeah,
have the information. Before we going to start the development of the app, right?
yeah,
We actually have
yeah,
to design the UX UI. So
yeah.
the UX UI
You have to
design,
design what? Sorry.
UX UI design. It's the
Yeah,
user experience and user interface design. So here
yeah.
I have share with you the screen if you can see. So before we are going to start the development, we actually have to design the screen, that how our mobile app will be look like. What will be the color scheme? What will be the logo? Have you designed the logo?
No. So we can go away and do all that. Just yeah.
Okay, you can do that, or if you want us, we can actually design the logo free of cost. That is
Okay.
actually included in our UX UI design package, right? So
Yeah,
we can actually design the logo. We will actually select the color scheme of the app as well. So that's how there will be the onboarding, then account type, if you can see. So that is actually not related to your specific idea, but it is related to healthcare, about the pharmacy
yeah,
and dropper, right? So that's how we will actually make all the screens. If you can see, that is actually the home screen. And
yeah.
once it will be completed, we will able to know that okay, how much time it will be required, how many screens will be required. That is actually a big app. Your app will be not that much big, right? But
Yeah,
it is actually required to us that we can actually first design, and then we will be able to okay, how much time will be required, right? And also we will be able to know that okay, what other features we have to include, right? For example,
yeah,
there's like the user can provide the review to the app, or there will be a customer support, right? There are multiple things,
yeah,
or the user can chat with, and in future, for example, if it's go well,
yeah,
future you can add doctor sites as well. So that is actually the in future things as well. So we are now discussing the idea, and to actually write down the idea, we actually do the UX UI design as I have shown you, right? Once
yeah,
it will be completed, then we will move towards the development phase. So in the
yeah,
development phase, we actually use the front end and the back end development. Uh, we uh, we usually use hybrid technology, React Native, so that your mobile app will be operational on both iOS and Android. So I believe that
exactly.
you
Yeah.
are planning to making app for both operating system.
Both. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
perfect. And once it will be just completed, the development will be completed. The last but not the least is the testing and then deployment on the App Store and Play Store. We also provide the deployment services as well. So it's like a complete service from the UX UI design to the deployment on the App Store and Play Store. And also we provide 60 days free maintenance service as well. So once the mobile app will be live, you're working on it, it's live, people are using it, and if there any bug, any issue, we will be there for you to resolve it, right? And after that,
Okay.
if you want the maintenance service, we can actually provide it. So that is actually a brief process of the app. So
Yeah,
there are some other questions. The first thing is that before moving forward, we actually have to design the UX UI. I believe that you can understand the importance of the UX design because most of the apps fail because they just start developing the app. It's like for instance, just imagine that we can start the development of the app and we will make some 5 screens and you said okay that is not correct, then we have to do again, right? So that is uh, more time consuming and costly as compared to the UX or design, because in the design phase we can do the changes of the colors or screens or anything, right? So that is why
yeah,
we actually prefer the UX or design. So we can start with the UX or design, but before that I actually want to make a proposal for you. In that
yeah,
proposal we will actually finalize the scope. Like I will I to be honest, I have written down the points that you have shared with me, but I actually want that once I will send you the proposal, you will just go through it and let me know that okay these are the features, or if there are any make correction you can want, we can do that. Okay, once the scope will be ready, then I will send you the second proposal with the timeline and the cost, right? So that you can go through it, and once you will be agree, we will move forward with the first phase, that is actually the design phase. One more thing, importantly, we will work in a milestones. It's not like you have to pay the whole amount at the first and we will do the work and you will get the work. No, we will work in a 5 milestones. The first one is the UX UI design. You will pay for the UX UI design, it will complete it. Then you will pay for the front end, that will be completed. Then we move forward towards the back end and then testing and then deployment. So that's how we will work.
yeah,
Okay, so I'm just send you the proposal, initial proposal of our understanding, so that you can go through it. Moreover, do you use WhatsApp?
yeah. I do, I do.
Perfect. Can you just share the number here in the meeting link so that I can actually have the access, so that I can share with you that proposal on WhatsApp as well, right?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Yeah, did you get it?
Yeah, and the country code is +1, uh, if I'm not wrong.
Plus 4 4. I think. Yeah, plus 4 4.
Okay.
Yeah, plus 4 4. Yeah. Yeah, if you send me it, I will have a look. My colleague will have a look, and
Absolutely. And one more thing,
we'll take
Kaleem,
it from there.
is that your like you both are partners of like who is owning this idea, like you or your partner?
Yeah, both of us.
Oh, perfect. Right. So it's like you are both are working on this idea. It's not like a single person. And actually, I we actually recommended when you're going to start an idea, there should be two minds because in that way you
Definitely,
can like
definitely.
you can
No,
get
no,
more ideas.
makes
So
sense.
that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. And
yeah,
I will just today. After
yeah,
like a few hours, when I will make a proposal, I will share with you, right?
yeah.
And then we
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
also communicate on WhatsApp as well, because if you
yeah,
want, we can do the call as well, right? And if you don't mind, we actually are we are actually based in Lahore, like Pakistan,
yeah,
Lahore city.
yeah.
So, have you visited Pakistan oftenly, or?
Long time ago, long time ago. My parents go. I don't go anymore.
Oh, okay. So whenever you actually, like for example, if we do the project together, so I will actually before that. I will actually invite you. You can come to Pakistan and visit us. Our office are in
Yeah,
Lahore and Islamabad and both cities.
definitely. If it progresses, I will consider
Absolutely.
it
We
definitely.
will love to host you. Yeah. Okay. So that's all from my side, Kaleem. Hopefully,
Yeah,
I will send you the proposal and
I
we
look forward to hearing you. Yeah,
thank you so much.
no, thank you.
Okay. Bye.